And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to Louisiana Motor Speedways. We're getting set for our third race of the season. It is the Food City 250 for the NR2003 Diva Truck Series of Season 1. Originally, this was supposed to be the next race after Bristol, but I decided because Bristol wasn't going to be exciting as far as the racing is concerned, and it turns into a wreck fest. We decided to come here to Simpson, Louisiana instead. First time we've been to Louisiana on for a series I get the call since I did the Monster Energy Series trucks and Buffalo Wild Wings back in the day at NOLA, New Orleans Motorsports Park, which is west of downtown New Orleans. I think this city is like think west of New Orleans. But we're here in the Bayou country, getting ready to go 50 laps of racing. Abigail Furling starts on the pole position, the former Monster Energy Series driver, who, if I'm not mistaken, she did race the only time she was here in Louisiana. She comes in this race 13th in the points. Shayla Askarov fell 12 spots down to 24th in the point standings last week at Darlington. She's got her work cut out for her. Ruby White will start third. She is 31st in the point standings. And Eva Mata comes in this race 20th in the point standings. Speaking of your points, while you look at the rest of the starting lineup, find out where your favorite Diva driver is or drivers. Hazel Evelyn's the points leader by 4 points over Carolina Bradley, 22 points over Abigail Lynn, who is third. By the way, Abigail Lynn won last week's race at Darlington. Maisie Creighton fell down the spot to fourth in the standings, 34 points back. Naomi Hudson is fifth in the standings, 50 points back as the trucks are going to roll off. The engines just got fired. Aaron Walsh is sixth in the standings, 53 back. 55 back is Jayla DeRazin, who's seventh. Eighth is Kim Patterson, 69 points back in eighth. Ninth is Tina Turner, 77 points back, and April Glover completes your top 10, a total of 80 points back of the points lead. I don't know what kind of race we're in for, but this is going to be a very interesting race. 50 laps around this short track. This kind of reminds you of Bristol somewhat. I know some of the camera angles aren't going to be pretty good, so we may have to go to spectator cam. But here we go, Louisiana Motor Speedway making its Diva debut. Let's go racing, drivers. As that was a weird slide for the pace truck. Let's see how this race is going to turn out. As Abigail Furling will lead the first lap of this race. Shayla Askarov currently in second. That's Ruby White in third. Like I said, Abigail Furling is the only gal that's raced at Louisiana before, which was New Orleans Motorsports Park. So she knows how to race in the Bayou country of Louisiana. In that Orleans Dodge. Don't think fuel mileage is going to be a factor in this 50 lapper. I can tell you that for certain. Of course, the sun is out. It's hot and slick, so these trucks rather, are going to be slipping and sliding as far as that's concerned.
Not off today. Oh, sorry.
Askarov currently in second place. As I said, Askarov comes into this race 24th in the points after a not so good run last week at Darlington. As we're currently clean and green. This is kind of surprising that this track is clean and green. When I did a test at Bristol, it turned into a demolition derby. So I'm a little bit surprised that this race is calm and collective, which is a little surprising. Let's check the back of the field. Avon Dooney looks like they're about to start lapping some trucks here soon. Ingrid Pollard's back here. I noticed there's only 41 drivers. I wonder if somebody had a problem on the start. And it looks like the 13 is 2 laps down, we're being told. That's Ada Chua. There she is on pit road, so something's up with the 13 machine. And Chua came into this race, if I look for her in the point standings. Oh, she came in this race 30th in the points. Oh, she did not need this bad result here today. So apparently she's got some mechanical problems or something, but whatever the issue is, that's a tough break for her. And I said she's now back out on the track, so we don't know what was wrong with the Outback Steakhouse Chevy Silverado. This is kind of almost a track of like a mini version of Indianapolis is what this track is kind of remind you of. But some grassroots racing at its finest right here. Ingrid Pollard's not having a good run. Even Murray, one of the 6 drivers, making her Diva Truck Series debut, along with Tatiana Naguera, who will be running in tomorrow's Diva Bush Series race. Victoria Hughes back here at the rear of the field. This is not a good qualifying from her, 25th in the standings, so this is not what she needed. And a driver who was running well in points, that was Jayla Durazin, former winner this season at Coca-Cola, 7th to be exact, after losing the points lead after Darlington. That's not what she needed. She's going to probably take a hit. Up, somebody's smoking. And it's the other debut driver. That's Alexandre Sarnes. Ah, no. It looks like the engine has let go on Alexandre Sarnes. There's Alex Winters, sorry. The other debutante driver. But the 57 of Alexandre Sarnes, the first gal out of the race, that's a tough break for her. And because she got out of the way, that will not prompt the officials to throw the caution. Checking through the field here. Olivia Jackson not having a good day, so this is going to kill her in the point standings after today's race. Emma Kaiser making her Diva Truck Series debut. The Oreo Rich Chevrolet. She'll be in the Diva Bush race tomorrow. Jessica Smith. There's Abigail Lynn, last week's winner. Another driver who came in this race running well in points. Naomi Hudson running the LSU colors. This is their home race, by the way, the sponsor's home race. Some pretty good clean racing, I can tell you the truth. Let's take a lap around Louisiana Motor Speedway with Abigail Furling. This track does have lights, so that's good. Of course, they got pit stalls on the back straightaway and on the front straightaway, so it's almost kind of like a Bristol version. We're about to be halfway through this race, and surprisingly, we have not had a caution, which is a little surprising. Avon Murray's the other debutante driver, and Addison Peterson is the sixth and final debut driver, making their debut here in the Truck Series. Of course, Addison Peterson just coming off a DRL Red Bull GT Series championship she won last year. I look at the points. Abigail Furling, who comes into this race 13th in the point standings, and with a lot of drivers. Let's see where our points leader is running. Hazel Eveling. She is 18th. And the gal that was trying to run her down for the points lead is running 16th. That's Carolina Bradley, comes in this race second in points. And then Abigail Lynn, not too far behind them, 20th, came in this race third in the points. But Maisie Creighton's ahead of them in the 13th position. Naomi Hudson is right with that group there. So I don't know what the points are going to be like after today's race. Heading into next week's race for the Diva Truck Series, which we're heading to Richmond International Raceway. Looking at the timer there, 15 minutes, and apparently we're 15 minutes in, and this race is starting to flow by really quickly, but Abigail Furling's been leading since the start of this race. Not a lot of passing, unfortunately, which is a little shame, but we'll see a lot better racing next week when we go to Richmond. There's Addison. Addison will be full-time in that ride in Season 2 of the Diva Truck Series. At least that gives her something to do so she's not bored during the off-season, which I bet she likes to not be bored at all times, if you ask me, knowing her. But I can tell you the points are really going to be shaken up after today's race, with a lot of drivers having some okay runs, if you ask me, not the quality runs. It looks like it's a camshaft failure on Alexandria Sarn, so not the debut truck race she was hoping for, but she'll definitely look to rebound tomorrow. Of course, she is teammates with the gal that's in second place. That would be this gal right here, Shalaya Askarov. Maybe those two girls will head back to the Diva Bush hauler, just go over data and find out what they learned. Well, I can tell you Sarnes didn't learn a whole lot. Of course, Sarnes is from Brazil. One of the few drivers from the country of Brazil. Of course, I have some drivers from Brazil that will be in this series in Season 2. As we're now at 10 laps of racing to go here at Louisiana. Like I said, this is really going to shake up the points heading into next week's race, which we're going to another short track, which is Richmond, Virginia. So Excuse me. I just finished having lunch as of this recording, if y'all don't mind. Down to 5 laps to go in today's race. Abigail Furling's not going to even blow this lead. Of course, she is on the chopping block for You Blood, but I highly doubt she's going to blow it unless she has a mechanical problem. Down to 3 laps of racing to go. Hopefully, Abigail does not let Shayla Askarov to go underneath the Orleans Dodge for Orleans Racing. This is a truck team from the West Coast. And we're down to 2 laps to go. And it looks like Dodge, unless something happens in this next lap or two, they're going to more than likely go to victory lane here today at Louisiana. White flag is in the air for Abigail Furling. 1 more lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Not a lot of passing, which I know this track's going to need some improvements on passing. But here comes Abigail Furling off of turn number 4 to win the inaugural race at Louisiana and give Dodge their second win in a row. Which they went caution-free. 50 laps of caution-free, which is impressive if you ask me. Standings are indeed official. But I know next week's race will be a little bit better because, heck, they're going to go to Richmond and it's going to be a wreckfest, I can tell you that. Shayla Askarov will get second. Great run for her. Askarov came in this race, as I said, 24th in the points, so what a bounce back run. Ruby White's going to get third. Great run for her. 31st in the points. This will definitely get her away from the cellar of the points table as I got a fly who's bothering me. Eva Mata comes home in the 4th position. Lost 4 spots after Darlington. We'll gain those back up in 4th. Junie Carter, well-needed run for you, young lady. 36th in points. And with the 6 new drivers we have, this is a well-needed run from her. So she'll get herself out of dead last for the time being. Donna Ramirez will get 6th. Donna came into this race, as I find Donna Ramirez in the points. Donna was 12th in the points, so she might move herself into the top 10 of the points. Aurora Combs will get 7th. Great run for that 80 team. Aurora Combs came into this race 22nd in the points, so this will move her up through the points table as far as that's concerned. We'll put her in the top 20 leaving today. Claudia Flores will get 9th. Good run for Flores, a driver who really, let's see where she came in this race. Claudia Flores. Flores came in this race 11th in points, so this could move her into the top 10 in the point standings. Alex Winters got 9th. Great run for her. And Kathy Rogers will get 10th. So Kathy came into this race 19th in the points. So this will be her first top 10 of the season. But good run for Alex Winters on debut. Good job to her. Kim Patterson, Tina Turner, Maisie Creighton, who came in this race 4th in the points. April Glover and Chao Ding, the top 15. Carolina Bradley, 2nd in points, 16th Addison Peterson, 17th. Hazel Evelyn, the points leader, 18th. Naomi Hudson, 19th, and Abigail Lynn complete the top 20. As you look on down through the remainder of the finishing results, we had 39 drivers finish on the lead lap. Ingrid Pollard was the last to finish on the lead lap. Yvonne Dooney got lapped during the closing stages. Not entirely sure what was wrong with that 23. Ada Twa had mechanical problems, never recovered to 41st. And Alexandria Sarnes was the only driver who finished out of the race due to a mechanical failure. A camshaft blew on that 57 truck. But look at all these debut drivers who didn't finish well. Avon Murray, 38th. Tatiana Guerra, 37th. Good news for Tatiana Guerra. She has those extra 50 laps. That's going to help her in tomorrow's race. And, of course, Alexandria Sarnes will bounce back tomorrow in the Diva Bush Series. Emma Kaiser, 24th. Not the run she was hoping for, but, hey, it's her first Diva truck race, so I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. But a caution-free race, which is something you don't normally see on a short track. And Abigail Furling, the former Monster Energy Series driver, might have just put herself back into the top 10 in the points. Came in this race 13th in points. Will definitely be in the top 10 in the points after today's race. And I can't wait to see what this is going to do to the points heading into next week's race at Richmond International Raceway. But we still got to finish up our race weekend, though, from here at Louisiana with Diva Bush and Diva Cup coming your way from here at Louisiana before we pack up and head off to Richmond, Virginia next week. Please give this video a like if you guys enjoyed this not so good race, but if you enjoyed the action we had, subscribe to become part of the PCS Race Crew today. As I said, you've seen your full finish results. I'll try my best to get the points in the description heading into next week's race at Richmond, Virginia. Until then, I've been Tina Volo signing off. You've been watching another broadcast courtesy of PCS Race TV, the best center racing since 2017.